श्रीहरिं परमानन्दम् उपदेष्टारमीश्वरं व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां कारणं तन्नमाम्यहम्। श्लोक 26। निरामयो निराभासो निर्विकल्पोऽहमाततः नाहं देहो ह्यसद्रूपो ज्ञानमित्युच्यते बुधैः। The author is explaining the nature of Brahmajnana. Brahmajnana and Atmajnana both mean same. Knowledge of Brahman and knowledge of self both mean same, because Atma is nothing but Brahman. So, what is the nature of Brahmajnana? What kind of understanding is Brahmajnana? It is being explained. Niramayaha. Aham niramayaha. There is aham. Nirvikalpohamataha. There is aham. I am niramaya. Niramaya means free from amaya. Amaya means roga, disease. I am free from diseases. Disease can be mental as well as physical. What has disease? The physical diseases come to the sthula sharira, and the mental diseases come to the sukshma sharira. Sthula sharira and sukshma sharira are subject to diseases, whereas the Atma is free from all diseases. There was a great Mahatma, Swami Ramananda Saraswati of Omkareshwar. So he was suffering from some disease. Fatal disease. Then people would ask, Swamiji, how are you? Then he would say, there is no disease in my Swarupa. Swarupa is Niramaya. Disease is there in the body. So, Niramaya, being able to abide in such an understanding requires a lot of sadhana. Despite suffering from disease, if one is able to say this, aham niramayaha, jnanamityuchyate budhaihi, it is called jnana. Niramayah, Nirabhasah. Abhasate iti abhasah. The samsara is abhasa. It is a projection, a superimposition. Pleasure and pain, all are abhasa. So, the Atma is not affected by any of the projections, any projection of samsara. Therefore, nirabhasaha. So, this is a question to this is an answer to a possible objection. Samsara is caused by avidya. Okay, we understand. So, even the samsara that is caused by avidya, does it affect the Atma? See here, okay, in the example, in Vedanta we often give the example of rope snake. So, samsara is also projected like rope snake. But in the example of rope snake, when the snake is projected, the snake causes a fear. And the fear is real. One may really get scared, though the snake is projected. Likewise, does the projected samsara, the superimposed samsara, cause a real problem in the Atma? Here there is a limitation in the example. The example does not explain the whole phenomenon. In fact, any example is not complete in itself. Example will explain only certain aspect. Now, just like the superimposed snake causing fear in the individual, does this superimposed samsara cause real pain in the Atma, real sorrow in the Atma? The answer is no. Because the very samsaritva of the Atma is kalpita. The very notion of samsaritva, I am samsari, I am miserable, this itself is kalpita, superimposed. I hope it makes sense. It requires a little thinking. Therefore, nirabhasaha, even the superimposed samsaritva does not exist in me. Then nirvikalpoham, I am nirvikalpaha, free from all vikalpa. Vikalpa means attributes, free from attributes. Atataha, vyaptaha, all pervasive. Naham dehaha. I am not the body which is unreal. Nirguno nishkriyo nityo nityamuktoham achyutaha naham deho hyasadrupo jnanamityuchyate budhaihi. Nirgunaha, free from attributes. There is a philosophy called Vaisheshika. According to Vaisheshika, there are 24 gunas, 24 attributes. And these attributes rest on substance, dravya. So, dravya consists of guna. For example, this cloth is a dravya. And in this dravya, there is guna, a color. Likewise, according to Vaisheshika, every dravya has a guna, every substance has attributes. And he will say even Atma has guna. Even Atma has certain guna, like pleasure, pain, all these are the guna of Atma. Then we tell him, Atma does not have any guna. Atma is nirguna. Consciousness is nirguna. Then where are the pleasure, pain, etc.? Pleasure, pain, all of them are in the mind, in the Sukshma Sharira. They don't belong to the Atma. Pleasure is a modification, and so is pain, sorrow, and likewise desire, anger, all the emotions. Where are they? Even they don't belong to the Atma. Everything belongs to the mind, antahkarana. Kama sankalpo vichikitsa shraddha ashraddha dhruti radhrutihi hrihi dhihi ityetat sarvam mana eva. So kama, sankalpa, vichikitsa, everything belongs to the mind. All emotions, all thoughts, everything belongs to the mind. They don't belong to the Atma. Therefore, nirgunaha. Nishkriyaha, free from actions. Atma does not become the factor of any action. Any factor of any action. If you look into this world, this whole universe is associated with one action or another. It is participating in one action or another, in some way or the other. There is kriya and karaka. Kriya, karaka and phala. Kriya means action. Karaka means factors associated with the action. if an action has to take place, there has to be someone who works, who does the action. He is called karta, the doer, agent. Then there has to be an object, karma, object, subject, object. Then instrument, karana. So likewise, in the Sanskrit grammar, Vyakarana, we study 6 karakas: karta, karma, karana, sampradana, apadana and adhikarana. 6 karakas are enumerated. So an action happens depending on the 6 factors. Every action need not have all the factors, but at least 1 or 2 factors are necessary. Karta is needed for any action. Doer is needed. So everything in the universe is associated with one action or another in the form of one or another karaka. It may be karta, it may be karma, it may be karana, or it may be any other factor, but it is associated with one or other action. But the Atma, the Brahman, is not associated with any action in any form. It is not kriya, it is not an action by itself, and it is not karaka, it is not any factor of any action, and it cannot be the phala also. It is not even the result of any action. So, kriya karaka phala vinirmukta. It is absolutely free from kriya, karaka and phala. Nityaha, eternal. Nityamuktaha, always mukta. The Atma is always mukta. When the samsara is mithya, samsara is kalpita, superimposed. Then the freedom from samsara also is mithya. Therefore, in reality, you are nitya muktaha, ever free, ever liberated. It is not that you are working for building something called moksha. Moksha cannot be built. Moksha cannot be manufactured. If moksha is manufactured, it will be anitya, impermanent. Because anything that is manufactured at a given point of time, anything that is produced at a given point of time has to be transient. So, if I am going to get moksha at a given point of time, then it cannot be called moksha, because it will be temporary. Therefore, Moksha is already there. It is your Swarupa. Your Swarupa is Nitya Mukta, ever free, ever liberated, ever free from samsara. Then what are we working for? We are working for removing the misconception that we are not muktas. Because of ajnana, we have a misconception that we are samsaris. Therefore, we are working for removing the misconception of being samsari by removing ajnana. In reality, we are not working for getting moksha. In reality, we are not working for producing moksha. We are working for removing the misconception that we don't have moksha. Therefore, Nitya Muktaha, Achyutaha. Chuta means that which has fallen down. Chuta. Achyutaha means that which has never fallen down. That which does not have a downfall. There is a school of thought that we have descended from the higher reality. We have descended into samsara. So, samsara is because of our downfall from somewhere above. And now we have to ascend to the higher plane. This is a school of thought. But the Vedanta says you never descended. You are Achyutaha. You are always the same reality. Therefore, you don't have to ascend anywhere. Nirmalo nischalo nantaha Shuddhohamajaro maraha Naham deho hyasadrupo Jnanamityuchyate budhaihi. Aham nirmalaha. Mala means impurity. The body and mind have mala. The physical impurities, dust, mud, etc., sweat, they affect our physical body. They can impurify our physical body. Likewise, our mind, manaha, also has mala. Even mind can become impure. What are the impurities of mind? Certain undesirable thoughts and emotions, like a kama, desire, krodha, hatred, lobha, greed, moha, delusion, mada, arrogance, matsarya, envy. These six are called arishadvarga, sixfold internal enemies. The sixfold enemies that are inside, in our own mind. All these are the impurities of mind. But the Atma does not have any mala, does not have any impurity. Therefore, it is nirmalaha, free from all impurities. Your swarupa is free from all impurities. Now we do sadhana. We do sadhana for removing the impurities. Why should we remove the impurity when we are not impure at all? When our swarupa is not impure, why should we work for purifying? If you have understood that your swarupa is always pure, you don't have to work for purifying yourself. Once you have understood that your swarupa is nirmala, you don't have to work for purification. But until we understand that, in order to get that understanding, we have to work for purification. Therefore, all our effort to purify happens at the physical and mental level. And it is needed until we get jnana. Until we understand properly that we are ever pure. But without working for purification, the jnana will not happen. The jnana happens only in a pure mind. Nischalaha, free from movements. What moves? A limited object can move from one place to another place. The infinite cannot have a movement. Anantaha, free from all limitations. Anta means paricheda, limitations. We talk about three types of limitations: desha paricheda, kala paricheda, and vastu paricheda. Desha paricheda means limitation in terms of space. This table has desha paricheda. What does it mean? The table is present here within certain lines in space, and it is not there after a particular point in space. It is there at some place and it is not there at another place. That means it has desha paricheda. It is limited in terms of space. Then kala paricheda, limitation in terms of time. Any object that has a beginning or end has kala paricheda. Why beginning or end? Some objects may not have a beginning, but they will have end. Generally, we don't come across such things, but in Vedanta we come across such things. They are anadi, but not ananta. For example, avidya, ajnana. Avidya or ajnana, both mean same. When did the avidya begin? Avidya does not have a beginning. It is anadi. But it is not ananta. It will terminate. Sooner or later it will terminate. At least for these people. Since you are making an effort, now it is getting some strokes. Avidya is getting some blows now. Every shloka is a blow on the avidya, like a hammer. So it is becoming weaker and weaker, whether you are aware of it or not. It is happening. And at some point it will give away. Avidya is gone. So anything that has beginning or end in time is called kala parichinna. Limited in time, time bound. So, desha paricheda, kala paricheda, and we talk about one more type of limitation, vastu paricheda, limitation in terms of being a given object. The book is limited being a book. The book is not a table. The book is not the microphone. It is just a book. It is not so many other things. In fact, vastu paricheda explains the problem of samsara. I am limited being this individual. That is why I have a lot of problem. I am not like him, I am not like her. I am not him, I am not her. We look at others and feel inadequate. Oh, he is more intelligent. I am not as intelligent. He is rich. I am not rich. We always keep comparing ourselves to others. Why? Because of Vastu Paricheda. And then we feel a sense of lacking. This is lacking, that is lacking, I don't have this, I don't have that. He has a watch, I don't have a watch. So I should have a watch. Whether I need it or not, I should have. Gone. So, Desha Paricheda, Kala Paricheda, Vastu Paricheda. These are three Parichedas, three Antas. When we identify with the body, we also get all these three Parichedas. Because the body is subject to three types of Paricheda. But the Atma is free from all three Parichedas, free from all three types of limitations. Atma is free from Desha Paricheda because it is the very cause of the space. It is the very substratum of the space. Therefore, it is free from Desha Paricheda. Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha. Even the Akasha has come from Atma. Brahman. Therefore, it is free from Desha Paricheda. Space cannot limit Brahman. In fact, everything is in space. But where is space? Brahman is the support of space. It's not that Brahman is within space. Space is in Brahman. Therefore, no Desha Paricheda. Likewise, no Kala Paricheda, because even Kala has come from Brahman. Even time is within the Srishti. Sarve nimesha jajnire vidyutah purushadadhi. Kala muhurtah kasthascha horatrascha sarvashaha. Ardhamasa masaratavas samvatsarascha kalpantam. Even the time has come from Brahman. Therefore, no Kala Paricheda. And likewise, Brahman does not have Vastu Paricheda. It is not confined to being a limited object because it is the substance of every object. Every object is Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. It is Sarva Atma. It is the substance of everything. Therefore, no Vastu Paricheda. Therefore, Anantam. I am Ananta. I am free from all limitations. Shuddhoham. I am pure. Ajaraha amaraha. I am ajara, free from old age. Free from young and old. When I am not subject to time, I don't have young or old. Always, that is why Atma is called Puranaha. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam Puranaha. What is Purana? Pura api nava eva. It is ever old and ever new. Ever old. What is called old? This book, when do you call it old? When this book has existed before this point of time, it is old. If this book has existed much before this point of time, it is called old. Atma is ever old. Because you consider any point of time, Atma existed much before that. Therefore, it is ever old. Pura, ever ancient, and ever new. Nava. What is Nava? If an object has not lost its value, not deteriorated, then it is called Nava, new. It has not expired. Atma does not have an expiry date. Our bodies have expiry date. It has a manufacturing date as well as an expiry date. Manufacturing date we all know, but expiry date is not yet known. It is not printed anywhere. Best before. So, Ajaraha, no best before. Amaraha, free from death. Swadehe shobhanam santam Purushakyancha sammatam Kim murkhashunyamaatmanam Dehatitam karoshi bhoho. So, this is a message to a Charvaka who considers the body itself as the ultimate. Body itself is my only reality. This is the philosophy of Charvaka. There is nothing greater than the body. There is nothing that transcends the body. That is why Charvaka says, Bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punaragamanam kutaha. When the body is burnt, it does not come again. Therefore, Rinam kritva ghritam pibet. Borrow money and enjoy. He doesn't have to bother about any moral or ethics, any values, because this life is the only thing you have. Therefore, enjoy. It is absolute materialism. So, when we become materialists, we lose all values, because there is no rationale for values when we are materialists. Now the author is sending a message to the Charvaka. He calls the Charvaka a Murkha. Hey Murkha, O ignorant one, Swadehe shobhanam santam purushakyancha sammatam. Swadehe, in your own body, there is the Atma. Shobhanam, the Atma is very beautiful. Being Ananda Swarupa, the Atma is very attractive if you really understand its nature. It is attractive. Purushakyam, the Atma is called Purusha. Purishete iti Purushaha. It is present in the body. Therefore, it is called Purusha. Sammatam, Shruti Sammatam. It is revealed by the Shastra, revealed by the Shruti, Shruti Pramana. Dehatitam, and the Atma is Dehatita. It transcends the body. Though it manifests in the body, it transcends the body, because it is Satya and the body is Mithya. Therefore, Dehatita. Dehatitam Atmanam Shunyam Karoshi. But you are thinking the Atma is absent. It is Shunya. You are converting the Atma into zero by negating the Atma. Shunyam Karoshi means you are negating the presence of Atma. And if you negate the presence of Atma, you are going to be the loser. Svatmanam shrinu murkhatvam Shrutya yuktya cha purusham. See, it should not be shrunu, it should be shrinu. Shri, yeah. Shakara and rikara, rivarna, rikara. Shrinu. Svatmanam shrinu murkhatvam Shrutya yuktya cha purusham. देहातीतं सदाकारं सुदुर्दर्शं भवादृशैः. हे मूर्खा, he is calling Charvaka a मूर्खा once again. त्वं श्रुत्या युक्त्या च स्वात्मानं पूरुषं शृणु. Do Shavana, Shanu. Shanu means do Shavana. Then you will understand the Atma. As of now, you are not able to understand the presence of Atma. Why? Because Bhavadrishaihi Sudurdarsham. It is impossible to know for people like you. Bhavadrishaihi, for people like you, like Charvaka. Like Charvaka means those who do not have Shraddha in the Shruti Pramana. A Charvaka negates Shruti Pramana. He does not understand the validity of Shruti Pramana. For getting any knowledge, we need a valid means of knowledge, a valid pramana. For example, to see the color of this cloth, we have to take recourse to a means of knowledge. And it is our eyes, our chakshurindriya. It is the only pramana to know the color. Now I say that I will not use my chakshurindriya to know the color. I will use my shrotrendriya, my ears, to know the color. Is it possible? Shrotrendriya is not devised to know the color. It is devised for perceiving something else. Likewise, the Atma is not available for our senses. To know the Atma, we have to take recourse to another means of knowledge, another pramana. It is not available for pratyaksha. It is not available for our sense perception. Indriyas. And it is not available for inference also. Can we arrive at the Atma purely by means of logics, by reasoning? It is not possible. Naisha tarkena matirapaneya. The Atma Jnana cannot be attained through reasoning, intellectual speculation. There are many schools of philosophies that try to understand the reality through intellectual speculation, reasoning. But all of them have arrived at wrong conclusions. Therefore, the Shruti says, naisha tarkena matirapaneya. This jnana cannot be attained through reasoning. Logics are not a means of knowledge. Therefore, we need to take recourse to a different pramana. And the pramana is the Vedanta Vakya. The statements of Vedanta serve as a pramana. Na vedavinmanute tam brahantam. One cannot understand Brahman without Veda Pramana, without Vedanta Pramana. But this Charvaka does not accept Vedanta as a Pramana. He relies only on one Pramana, that is Pratyaksha Pramana. If Atma is there, let it appear in front of my eyes. He is not ready to accept Veda Pramana. That is why the author says, Bhavadrishaihi sudurdarsham. The Atma cannot be understood by people like you as long as you do not accept the Shruti Pramana. Bhavadrishaihi sudurdarsham. That kind of Atma, Swatmanam, Dehatitam, the Atma is Dehatita, and Sadakara means Sat Swarupa. Its nature is pure existence. Swatmanam Shanu. Please listen about the Atma. How Shrutya Yuktya cha, through Shruti and Yukti. If you have to understand the Atma, come to the Shruti Pramana. First of all, one has to take recourse to Shruti Pramana, Vedanta Vakya. And the Vedanta Vakya works only when it is explained by a Guru. Guru Padishta Vedanta Vakya. Tad Vijnanartham sa Gurumeva Bhigachet. One should approach a Guru. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. The jnani teaches the Atma Tattva in accordance with the Shruti Pramana. And then one can make use of reasoning, yuktya. Yukti follows Shruti. In order to remove the doubts, one should use the reasoning. In favor of the Shruti Pramana, not independent of Shruti Pramana. That is why he says Shrutya Yuktya cha. First Shruti, then Yukti. We should understand the place of reasoning in the process of Vedanta Vichara. Reasoning is subservient to Shruti Pramana. अहं शब्देन विख्यातः एक एव स्थितः परः स्थूलस्त्वनेकतां प्राप्तः कथं स्याद्देहकः पुमान्. Okay, we'll continue in the next session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.